Alice Walker is a Pulitzer Prize-winning author of The Color Purple and the woman who coined the term colorism, meaning the prejudicial or preferential treatment of same-race people based solely on the color of their skin. But in our current society, the term means way more, and it can be applied among a multitude of peoples and cultures. In simpler terms, it is the ideology that whiter skin is inherently better than darker skin. Jen Kim is a lecturer of English as a second language in the linguistics department at the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign. She is originally from Korea, and she says the ideologies of colorism are very prevalent in her country, but are more associated with socioeconomic status and female beauty.
But when I was younger, I was told that I shouldn't try to go out to the sun too much because my skin is gonna get dark and it's not gonna be as pretty. So there is this association of, like, if you have fair skin, you're prettier. It's not necessarily wealthier.
Having grown up in Korea, Kim says her parents were pretty adamant about her staying inside and not spending too much time out in the sun because they didn't want her skin to get darker.
And what they told me is that, oh, because in the old times, if you have darker skin, that means you work outside. That means you farm. And there is this kind of a stigma for people who live in the countryside and farm. White collar workers who work inside, are wealthier.
Kim teaches many international Asian students. The American culture is the complete opposite from theirs because of our obsession with tanning and the idea that having some color is actually a good thing.
Like when I came here, I think in 2003 for the first time in the US, I used to carry this sun, it's called parasol, it's like a sun umbrella. I used to carry it around on campus and everybody was like, it's not raining, why are you carrying this umbrella? Because I noticed that here, nobody does that, nobody wants to avoid the sun, and they actually think that if you have a little bit of tan, that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. So that was kind of a cultural shock for me.
UIUC professor Mikhail Lubunsky believes that racism is ingrained in our human physiology because of the history of race relations that date back to the beginning of human existence.
So one of the ideas in terms of how a lot of people globally, but also certainly in the United States, think about race, it historically has been something that's kind of essentialized, fixed, something that's sort of part of your organism that cannot be removed, right? So back when ideas of the one-drop rule, ruled the land, it was that idea, right? Like no matter what you look like, no matter how well you could pass in white society, that passing was somehow dishonest because you were misrepresenting who you really were, right? The idea that racial essence was still inside.